A warm welcome to all of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha Sharda, would like to thank all of you for watching our videos, like writing in your comments and your suggestions. Today we are talking on a sensitive topic of homosexuality. Homosexuality is something that we cannot hide under the carpet, cannot turn our faces away from or deny that fact. And astrologically, is that seen in the chart? Yes, astrologically, it can be seen in our chart, and how so? So let us see the criteria that can depict homosexuality in our chart. So we see homosexuality through astrology with these criteria: the Aries signs, the Aries planet affecting on the 5th house and the 8th house, and the nakshatra, which we will definitely take up at the towards the end and then go in for examination. So the first point that we need to understand or we need to examine is the Aries sign. Of the natural zodiac, what are the Aries signs? The Aries signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. What is the criteria of an Aries sign, or rather what is the basis? What does the Aries sign say? First and foremost, the major criteria that an Aries sign fulfills is communication. Air is a medium of communication. Sound reverberates in air. So the communication factor is very important in such relationships. And it is through an association, say a small group of friends denoted by the 3rd house, partnerships denoted by the 7th house, and or the big associations, the big groups, the people where like-minded people meet to form an association to do something good for the society or something else, is seen by the 11th house. So again, that is Aquarius. Aquarius sign also talks about a lot of expansion and big groups. Incidentally, all these three signs will also have the nakshatra of Rahu, which is again an Aries planet, which gets us to the second part criteria, and that is Aries planets having an effect on the 5th and the 8th house. The 5th house is the house of love affairs. It is the house of attraction towards somebody, and the 8th house is the house of a physical union. So when the Aries planets, what are the Aries planets? As I said, Rahu is one of the Aries planets and Saturn is another Aries planet. So we see that these are the Aries planets by default, because the 3rd house, 7th house and the 11th house would also be the Aries houses, would be the houses of communication, forming groups and forming partnerships. So they also by default get the qualities of the Aries houses, and so they would also be functionally important in these placements. Then we come to the nakshatras. What are the nakshatras that show this effect? So it is as per my observation, as per my research on many charts, as I have seen, the nakshatras of Satbihisha, which is again a very strong nakshatra, Rahu driven nakshatra, and in the Aries sign of Aquarius, which is a fixed Aries sign, making it a very strong place to be in, and Anuradha, which is though a nakshatra of Saturn, but again an Aries planet, and it is placed in the 8th house of the natural zodiac, that is Scorpio. People who are bisexual, I have seen that the nakshatra of Uttara Phalguni works. So these are the criteria that for the moment we are likely to follow and see how it works in the charts. When we are talking about let us see the first chart to our effect is Michelangelo's chart. Michelangelo was, as we all know, a Renaissance painter, and he was very well known for the fact that he didn't get married, and it was a known fact that he was a homosexual and he preferred men. So in his chart, let us see, since his Lagna is a fire sign, so the 3rd house also becomes an Aries sign, and his moon is placed in the Aries sign of Aquarius, and the nakshatra operating here is Sadbihish. Moon is in 16 degrees 12 minutes. Mercury again, which is the seventh lord of an airy house, for him is again placed in Sadbihish Nakshatra, and the 11th lord is placed in the fifth house and aspects the 11th house. So we see an association of the nakshatra here. We see the association of the third house, 11th house, and the seventh house in particular. And to cement the fact, we see Saturn, which is a lord of the third house, again an airy house, and an airy planet, posited in retrograde in the eighth house. So we see that these criterias are very strong to match to get the result. So in this case, let us take up Gyani Versace's chart. Let us see the nakshatra. Let us see the airy signs first. In the airy sign of Aquarius, moon is sitting with being present in Sadbihish nakshatra. So we see the airy sign and the nakshatra in operation. Now let us take up the fifth house. Again, when we said that by default, the third house, the fifth house, the third house, the seventh house, and the 11th house becomes an airy signs. So we see that in the seventh house is an airy planet Rahu. Again, a beauty to notice is Rahu is posited in the nakshatra of Rohini, which is Moon's nakshatra, and there is a nakshatra parivartan between Moon and Rahu. When we talk about the 11th house, the 11th lord is Mercury. Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus. That is the fifth lord, the seventh lord, and the 11th lord. Along, Venus becomes the 7th lord and the 12th lord. All are placed in an airy sign, our very first criteria, combining with the second criteria in the sign of Libra. So this is a very strong operating planet or sign in his chart. Again, when we come to nakshatras, we've already stated that moon is in Sadbihish nakshatra. The second part is that Lagna and Sun are both in Anuradha Nakshatra. So he would be coming across many a people in his career with whom he would form first partnerships, relations, which may further develop into personal relationships. And this was the case in Gianni Versace's life. The final example that we take is that of Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci was a very known painter, sculptor, you name it, he did it kind of thing. He was an exceptional man, and very, very intelligent is not the word when we describe Leonardo da Vinci. He had the ability to make cannons, fortresses, everything. His mind was very vivid and very active. That we can see with the placement of Rahu, an airy planet, in the third house, which is also very important when we talk about signs related to homosexuality. Then the third lord for him is placed in the fifth house, which is again the love and the association with would be formed with a mental attitude towards people, and Jupiter being uh, the karaka for knowledge as the third lord in the fifth house gave him an ability to form association with people he liked, and that would move on or with the convert into relationships for him. For Leonardo da Vinci, it is said that he had very strong relationships with two of his disciples. The fifth house also talks about disciples. Then we see that the seventh house tenets the lord of the Lagna, Venus. The Lagna here is Libra, which is again an airy sign. And the seventh house, as we've already discussed, by default or by functionality becomes an airy sign, and 11th house Lord Sun also posited in the airy sign. So we see so many factors working for Leonardo da Vinci that gave him an homosexual personality. So repeating the factors that we have seen so far working for homosexuality, those factors are first, that the airy signs of Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra have to be associated. Second, we need to check that the fifth house and the eighth house are influenced by airy planets or functional airy planets, or the, because by functionality the fifth house, the third house, the seventh house, and the 11th house becomes airy signs. And last but not the least, the nakshatras of Anuradha, Sadbhish, and to a certain extent Uttar Falguni can give you these kind of results. Till we meet with you again, don't forget to share the videos, write in your comments and your suggestions. Thank you.